Well, hi, howdy ho, and welcome back to Hadrian's Forge. I'm Scott, but you know that already. Today, we're going to start something entirely, well, not entirely new, but in a way, yes, new. I'm going to do, I was thinking about it, and um, I was, and it's like, I'm doing these projects for beginners. And every time I just whip I'll just turn around and just all of a sudden, just, poof, 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 and whip tools out of everywhere, you know? Because I got a fairly well equipped shop. Um, but then it got to thinking, a beginner, what if somebody's starting out and they don't have any of this? So this is basically going to go backwards, kinda, uh, and basically do a shop build-up kind of series. I'm going to call it the number 4 anvil, um, named after this anvil that most of it will be based on, a railroad track anvil that I'm calling number 4 because it's the fourth anvil that I've used in this makerspace. Um, and for this, now there will be a couple of caveats. Um, it will start off with this hammer and this hammer, uh, just because that's what to start with. It will obviously be bare bones anvil track. Um, then we'll have this pair of tongs, um, this angle grinder, uh, yes, with the wire wheel, but also with its other attachments of the cutting and grinding wheel. And other than that, uh, in this series, everything will be made here. If it's another tool, the next one's going to come up. There's going to be actually the next two videos, or the next video and this video. I'm going to segue over and make the first punch, this one. And then the next set of this, we'll be making a chisel style hot cut. So now as for the materials, some of it I will buy, some of it I'll come up with scrap. But as for anything else, tool-wise, it will be made in here for it. Obviously, right after chisel, um, uh, punch, and hot cut, there's going to be a set of tongs. There'll be other projects. But like I said, we'll start with, we'll have this 3/8 by 1/2 inch pair. And we'll use that. Now I could go back and remove the tongs, but I would still need a hot cut. And any way you look at it, I need one tool to make so I'm starting off with the tongs. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of recycled rebar. We're going to put the cutting head on it. We're going to cut it in half with the grinder. Oh, clamps and vices. Clamps, as far as this goes, clamps and vices. Anything you have will work. I'm not gonna get technical on, because, for example, you could just use a standard DeWalt squeeze grip clamp and attach to any surface to hold when you're doing your grinding and cutting. So basically any whatever I happen to be using at the time. But other than that, so here we go. This is our first one. It's going to be a punch. So let's go ahead and get to it and see what happens, shall we? And voila, it works. Hold on. Okay, so here it's cut. Basically what we're going to do, so I'm doing this on voice, on one of those rare times when the shop is quiet. I'm going to take it from about halfway and draw it out maybe till I have a point of about 1/8 of an inch or a little bigger. So yeah, that's the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over and kill the sound, and let's draw this out on as our first tool in this series. We're going to start with a hammer. Oh, on the subject of hammers. Now, as a new starter out, you won't have, I mean, you'll just have the one or two. Now, I'm going to cheat, and I'll bring in when I'm doing cold work, I'm going to need to hit a tool. I'll be using my cold work hammers. But other than that, this project will be, and that's it. So, now that we got that, this piece, I'm going to throw it in the forge. We're going to heat it up, draw it out, and then I'll talk to you next step. Let's see how this draws out. works. Bad design, but it works. Okay, here we are. The end of the making the first tool in this series. Uh, Basically a journey of a blacksmith. The problem with this one is that yes, it did work, but if you notice right there, yep, right there, it has a bend in it. Well, it was straight at one point. The problem with the punch, and this should, is it's under a lot of stress. So the taper should have been only about from yes, this starting here, but should have been about that much, opposed to that much. So uh, one of the near future here in this set will be making a replacement for this. Um, in the meantime, uh, this will have to do. The next episode for this set is we'll be making a hot cut, and that should be fun and dandy. And I do want to just say, for the record, how sorry I was for being late last night on Wednesdays. But, well, life happened, and everybody seemed to like it. So I'm going to do one of the same things with this one, and just take my time in the edit and see what happens. Anyway, remember, hit that subscribe and notify button because you want those reminders. Anyway, I'll talk to you next time. Remember, you're all wonderful people.